Go. Looks like we're good. Hello everybody, JaffaArchfiend here, and well, Dawntrail is here, and we're going to be going through the MSQ. So how we're going to do this is similar to how we handled it with Endwalker and Shadowbringers. We're going to do the MSQ stream up to the dungeon, then the dungeon's going to be its own separate stream, in case of the people who want to avoid spoilers for stuff. And then, you know, so we're going to do MSQ Part 1, Dungeon 1, MSQ Part 2, Dungeon 2, and so on and so forth, all the way up through the MSQ. So, I've already put up a couple of videos on how to unlock Viper and Pictomancer, the two new jobs/classes for Dawntrail. So those are up on my channel right now, if you want to go take a look at those, if you so desire. In the meantime, we have a new world to explore. Let's blaze this trail. Welcome back. I've just had word from Erinville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Toral aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Here we go. Again, I hope we get that map. I want that map for decor in the house. Need that map. Toral. Ojiko gave us the new good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Erinville himself. Erinville and Woklamat. Ah, you are all here.
Oh, okay.
It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Toral. There will be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Erinville. I doubt anyone expected we have a ship all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Toral, yes? We have not forgotten. The nation of Tuliolol is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession, and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbours. By visiting Toral, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsabard. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryle? Yes, as far as we could determine from the old missive I found, letter, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet, oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. The very same earring that Kryle is currently wearing. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be chance to speak with Papa.
Oh, okay.
You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this exposition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. Hoist sail and let the wind take us as she please. We won't make you Dawn Servant by standing here and talking about it. I go wheresoever adventure is to be found. Ha! A man of action! Right then, if all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbour. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call. Perhaps we should be on our way as well. Okay, this might be a chatty area. Yep.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
You jinxed it now.
Do not be so quick to relax. Though Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map, the vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels.
Ah.
Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Aye. Don't knock it.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Huh?
Aye, it's not new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off! It's
Let's
time.
go.
I trust you have everything you need?
More or less. Anything else I'll need, I'll probably pick up when I'm there.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks.
I wonder how he is seeing us off.
We sail west,
Oh,
as
good God,
Captain
it's going into your
did
head.
some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Tural.
And Wuklamad is just, you know, Titanicing it, of course.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Wuklamat.
Easy there, Luffy. You're not king of the pirates just yet. Alright. That's us setting sail.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
Yeah, basically how the sea works.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
Good call.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the right of succession.
Lower dump? Lower dump? Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself?
Ow! You're not gonna give us the lower dump, Cryle? Fair. Alright, let's have a wee chat with our fellow crew members.
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
There's Zach. Alright. Onjatane. Oh, this has been my first visit to Tural. Onjatane's the name. I was working at Eshdame's Aesthetics in Ulda, you see, but my employment with them came to an end. That's why I visited Charlie in hopes of starting over. While I was attempting, and failing, to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger has suddenly opened up. Until the Dawn Serpent welcomes all, regardless of origin, and so Tuliol seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. We're going to bump into them somewhere down the line, aren't we? Retired mercenary. I see you in Eorzea before. You great and famous hero. Gah, I've had enough. Plain and simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tural, it's become impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, so we head home to lick our wounds. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Kenton Rum. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot in Tural almost 80 years ago. The Mamuljah's leader is said to have welcomed Keteran with open arms and sent him home for bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. The real treasure was the crops he brought back. Potatoes, tomatoes, and corn were spread across Eorzea like wildfire. This grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say Keteran returned to Tural several times after that. The ship vanished during his last reported voyage. He was never heard from again. And even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end. It's a testimony to the ocean's peril. An adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ulda. Specialty imports and exports, Eorzea and Turali both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this, it is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Mokiote, the Hetsaro, the Hrothgar, the Zabral. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Yep, mind my mouth, basically. I'm told the vessel has been equipped with a barrier generator to protect it from storms. A reassuring thought, though I nevertheless pray there will be no need for it. Ah, I'm guessing that's what that is then. I've heard Dawntrail was looking for passage to Tuliol, so I managed to squeeze his party aboard one of our guard vessels. Fortunate to have it, we had just scheduled an expedition to Tural. I feel my edge start to dull in this long sea voyage. That was some light sparring later. Deep breaths, deep breaths. You're someone a bit nervous there, love. Do you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who we sat next in the Dawn Serpent's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the rest succession. Your young Waklamat being one of them, of course. But from what a Mamuljah bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the third promise. I'm gonna take that one. That takes me back to Charlie. Did you learn anything of interest? Oh, I heard about the clan names. We should have looked them out and Erenville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up in here, Dak. Let's all gather in the cabin. Oh. Storm's here.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Oh, and she's seasick.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Oh, good lord.
I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Yeah, that's definitely the definition of it.
Erenville, you were born in Tyrol, yes? Do many of you ever live there?
The Shetona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
Okay.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother,
Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Oh joy!
Oh dear.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, that's our cue.
We should lend what aid we can. I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since.
Oh, that is a proper storm. Good lord.
the heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
Get that barrier up and running.
Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
Woo!
What an extraordinary life he must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
No, I've just had far too much chance of using it.
Voklama, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress. By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Oh. Ominous. Some kind of bells going on there. I think we've arrived. Blue-footed booby. Well, that's his name. Oh, no. I don't see it. I don't see land on shore yet.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air? Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground.
Yeah.
Can't be much farther now, can it?
You'll be fine.
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
Yeah, I figured as much. Those types of birds don't tend to venture far out from land.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good boy.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts.
Oh. Good to know. And so that's where the tiny boat that we see in the trailers, etc., comes into play.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway. If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm. As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down.
It's always nice to have a bunch of sailors' group of confidence.
Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Yeah. Let's get to it. What, no words of endearing from us? Yeah. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait to swim in that.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
We get to have our announcement trailer moment.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
Hey!
Last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
I suppose a softer approach is definitely the better way to go around for it, because we're, you know, going into it type of thing, rather than the announcement trailer version. Yeah, I've watched the Acolytes. I'm enjoying it. Alright, that's us pulling it into the harbour of Tuliolol, down here in Yoktoral, which is South Toral. This music's gonna get some used to, I suppose. Not exactly what I was expecting from this place. Oh, God. Look, Lamar, you're allowed to admit to being seasick, you know. Oof. Although I suppose this place is hustling and bustling, and music does reflect it.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Indeed.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between.
The Vanu being a group of people we met
And
over in
as we don't
over
build
in the
seafaring ships,
Heaven's Ward
only a
expansion.
handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
Oh.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Oh no!
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
Hello.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Hello.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihyolal?
That contest actually.
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Oh, Third Promise is her title. Okay.
Please, accept our apologies.
Oh wow, dude, you're fine.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
That does look like some nice gear. We'll probably wind up being able to get that.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part?
Not look it, no, but you don't act it.
Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
Alright, now to get the tour of the city. And then figure out where we're going after that. Okay. Yeah, walk them up. And Zach, I hate to break this to you, but it does make sense. The first time a Jedi saw a Sith was when Maul showed up in Episode 1. No, the first time they saw a Sith was when Palpatine walked into a room and hello. The Sith have been hiding for generations and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Plus, spoiler alert: the stranger, Quillim, said, "You call me Sith." He didn't claim that title himself. He's saying the Jedi would call him a Sith. Plus, the season's not even finished yet, so saving reservations for what may or may not be canon-breaking until after the entire thing's done. And you don't judge a meal just by the appetizer. You don't judge an entire 3-course meal by just the appetizer, now do you? According to Erinville, the Vanu I thought I saw belongs to a clan known as the Hanu Hanu. It seems they share more than a physical resemblance. What an amazing city, as lively as Ul'dah and even more colourful. Ah, it's so nice to feel that familiar breeze again. I wasn't sure my stomach would make it. Should have put up an umbrella. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. You have arrived in Tuliolol. You can now return to the city at any time by speaking with a swarthy sailor in Scholar's Harbour in Old Charlian. While being on solid ground has improved her mood, her stomach appears to be lagging behind. Yeah, that'll be your sea legs, not quite finished kicking in yet. Right then, first things first. Yeah, still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realize we've only just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments here. I should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in a condition to do so? Aha, we were wondering who the strange folk were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers then. Followers? Wuklamat, are you unwell? No, not at all. Could be better. The third promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the rite of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Your siblings have a tendency to command a respectful distance, but you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you're bothered to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, third promise. They did have a point. Wuklamat is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? I mean, yeah, technically. I suggest removing in 2 groups so as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then. Jaffa, you and Kyle can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. That voyage is hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wanderings. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Lady, you're allowed to admit you're seasick. You do not have to be perfectly in health all the time. Yeah, muppet. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself. Well, the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbour. Erinville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay. Mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Dawntrail, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighbouring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Yep, all the usual stuff for callings. Let's take a look at the map here. Okay, so for the zones, we have Tuliolol, Arcopacha, Yaktiel, There's a Maku. And then Zaktaral up to the north. With much still... with several areas still uncovered. Still to be uncovered for there. So that'll probably be like later expansions perhaps. Gives us the options at least. Alrighty, so. First things first, I'm going to get myself attuned to the Aetheryte. Well, actually no, let's have a review of the chatting thing here, shall we? This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliolol's largest marketplace. Being right on the harbour, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Alright, I should mention that here in Tuliol we buy things with Pel, a currency that Pelu Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming from Yorta, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There's also Wachumekiki. Hold on. Wachumeki. There we go. Another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next we'll head back a bit, then northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the looks on your faces. Hold on, there's an ether right there. I'm gonna grab that. The joy of a new city. Finding all the Ethernets to teleport ourselves around with. Materia vendor, independent mender, independent merchant. What do we have here for you all? Okay, so the usual kind of stuff there. Tradecraft supplier and battlecraft supplier over here. Select all the weapons and such you can grab. Gear. Okay, so that's going to be the leveling gear, this setup. Okay. Ah. These are different weapons. Oh no, wait, I think I've seen these weapons somewhere before on... So it's, yeah, it's a reskin from some other weapons from prior expansions, but that happens. That's part of the course. Ooh. Here we go, these are the new things. So, okay, so that's what those look like. And what does the Pictomancer one look like? There you are. Jinsen Anglebrush. That looks nice. Alrighty. Up the stairs. Yeah, no, the problem is, Coruscant is cosmopolitan. Or, I'm probably using the wrong words here, but Coruscant, everyone is very much, it's not a myriad of cultures with Coruscant. Everyone's kind of very much oversized New York, I suppose, might be, or oversized London might be more accurate. That's not much a cultural mix there, in terms of like how Tuliol here is a mixture of different tribes, different cultures, different nations, and all that kind of stuff, all blended together in the one spot. Coruscant is very much just Coruscant. It's a political hub more than anything else. This is actually... You have Aetherites in Tuliol. I think I told you before, my brother Koana spent 3 years studying Charlian. He fell in love with the nation and its ways and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate which leads to Zaktaral. Let's make a stop at Bright Bloom Post on the way though. That's the headquarters for the Lands Guard. Okay, so up until 3 years ago, they didn't have Aetherites in Tural in the New World. Okay, good to know for story things down the line. Right, where are we going to next? We are going to down the stairs and up in this direction. We have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Willamette gets her endless endurance. Yeah, this is very much stairs, stairs, stairs. Oh god, I feel right at home with this. Nothing but hills. Any other umbrellas, actually, I wonder. Fashion accessories. Oh, that might be useful. Enable auto umbrella. There we go. It's a bit better than a parasol, I presume. Go for an umbrella. Get that right there, just to kind of clear up some space. A tune. Here we are, Bright Bloom Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliolol and preserving the peace. The Landsguard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zoral Ja took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means that the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to. Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alfino and Alize should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Skygate. It's right at the other end of Talon March. I'm presuming Skygate will be the airships, I presume? Or an elevator, at least. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yokhoi. Strictly speaking, Tural is actually two separate continents. Yoktural, the southern lands of the mother, and Zaktural, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago the two gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar sounding tale. I'm put in mind of the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiark. Again, back to Zaktural. Those lands are also part of the Tuliolol nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of two continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tural had been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to the myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Crossing the bridge to Zaktural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the rite of succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but until then, you'll just have to wait. I'll hold you to that. I'll make sure you win. Mark my words. I wish I could go there right now. It's like, you show me a great big gate, I want to see what's on the other side of it. Be patient. I swear that once the throne is mine, that travel permit is yours. You can't just show me a great big gate and tell me, I can't let you through just yet. Dang it! That's like a big red button to push. Everyone was walking. Take a moment to rest and we'll continue the tour. Yeah, continue the tour. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliolol is unlike any other place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Diplomat is ready to commence the second half of your Tuliol tour. We'll head west next, towards the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. We have dirigibles too. Tuliol certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. You get by. Now you've seen enough of this area. Let me know and we'll continue on. The Arch of Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as you walk. Alrighty. Hike, hike, hike! Good lord, this place is huge. Thank you for the... God, that's where we're heading for, the dirigible landing. I was going to take a bit of a hike. And the unfortunate thing is you can't mount up when you're in a city area. Otherwise traveling around would be so much easier. We could just mount up and run. I'm so struggling to see how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. That was originally the site of a Yokhoi temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Zaktarov to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After the Yokhoi withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries, so when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Tural. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliol. We climb these set of stairs here, all the way up. Alright. When we say residential district, does that mean we might get housing here in Tuliol? Oh god, we might get housing here in Tuliol. Oh no. Hello. Papa's palace is called Volok Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look. We'll be coming back here later, so let's move on for now. The sheer scale of this place is incredible. I wonder what that carving at the top represents. What indeed? What indeed? Alrighty. And down we go. Sorry, I'm typing at the same time as I'm trying to run. My brain's just going, no one skips leg day in Tuliol. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Oh, we have residents from the Yoktural clans, Mumblejars, Zabral, Palapilu, Moblin, Hanu. We also have Tanawata, Hetsuro, and Shatona who've moved south from their ancestral lands in Zaktural. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Tural. A true representation of Tuliol's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's also beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. But yeah, no one skips leg day here. There's so many stairs. So many stairs. Discuss the huge drum. That big drum is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions like when armed and lands guards return from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. Given how big you are, holding you upside down by the ankle, good lord. I've never seen just such an enormous drum. But what would even one use to beat such an instrument? Probably a very big stick. I'm sorry. Alpaca keeps. This is what we're going to use to get around the place instead of chocobos. Ah, if there's an alpaca you need, then look no further. If you can settle up, I'll need to add your name to our register. Alright, and we need to go this way. Okay, I'm getting used to the music now. I'm getting used to it. And here we are, the dirigibles. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll find only balloons in Tuliolol. We have them for the exact same reason as the Aetherites. Kalina brought back the plans from Charlie, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements, and trade with frontier communities has never been easier. Well, that's enough about dirigibles. The Arch of the Dawn awaits. Yeah, first things first, love. I'm grabbing the Aetherite here. I suspect we'll probably want to come back here down the line. Alrighty. Now we want to go that direction now. Just trying to see if I can spot any of my other guildies, but then again I do have the quest thing turned off. This is it, the Arch of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Yoctoral Land. All good? Apparently there was some kind of connection issue there. Don't disconnect me. You all good? Yeah, I can't see that lasting for very long. Anyway, through this gate is Kozumauka. Kozumauka? The wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the right of succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kozumauka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome, four-legged fiends. Fearsome? Fiends? Uh-huh. Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Cryle. You'll learn soon enough. That sounds like some alpaca-related PTSD there. But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. Yeah. He thinks that she's not had a good experience with the alpacas. Alright. But yeah, no one skips leg day in this city, I don't think. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliol, then look no further. Those stone pillars, you mean... What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations. If you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. Okay. Let's play curious. Oh, for the love of... The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Yeah. Yep, historical tablets. Ah. That must be for the next event. Pictures. Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed mammal jaw. Oh, then this must be That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Golol Jaja, in his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliolol Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliolol came to be. Study them as long as you like. Oh, I most certainly will be. Lay of the Brotherhood. This pillar tells the Lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to the former explorer Cat something. I can never remember their name. You mean Ketenram? Ah, that's the one. Ketenram's arrival in Tyrell is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit, if not in blood. But no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Ketenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he travelled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu Hanu in their village in Kozumaoku. Ah, the people of Alphano almost mistook for Vanu Vanu, if not for the colourful plumage. He spent a fair time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year, very famous and a lot of fun. That could get interesting. Lay of Repast. This one recounts the Lay of Repast. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the Zabral, like me. For decades, the Zabral and the Mamuljau were at war for control of the forest of Yaktial. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliolol. There is a clan of Hrothgar and Bozja known as Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tyrell, Zabral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. Lay of Pots. Let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the Moblins of Kazumaoka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Tyrali counterparts. Yeah, they're kind of similar to our goblins here in Eorzea. We've done the first half, we can move on to the second. Alright, move on to the second half of the pillars, shall we? Lay of Gold. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homeland is in Orkopacha. Having created a currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliolol's markets, and their travelling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tyrell. Excuse me. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children. Beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. Lay of Ice. Oh, this one is my favourite. The Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle of the legendary Tyrell Vidral, Valagarmanda. I should explain. A Tyrell Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. Tataru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Valagarmanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tyrell every time it stirred from its slumber. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Orkopacha Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Valagarmanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you see its likeness on Tuliolol's national emblem and adorning the banners at the palace. Lay of Proof. Ah, the Lay of Proof. That big fellow is one of the Hokyoi, the largest of Tyrell's peoples. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yogg-Tyrell. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, setting their sights on Zakh-Tyrell. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Sky Gate. Some time after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Orkopacha. I've never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people of the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Tyrelli history? That's a good question. Someone does that, they don't just decide to go, boom. Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Toliola's history. Whatever that might be. Ah. You had your fill of history then? Yes, thank you. Very nice. Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. Let's go and have ourselves a bite of local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. Yeah. Hi there. Name I cannot pronounce, and I'm not even going to try to butcher that. Thanks for watching the Gravity Falls reactions. Cartoon monster-loving maniacs. Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. I'm not going to do reactions of that. That is, that's a quick way to get noped on YouTube, I think. If it's the same one I'm thinking of. Oh, hold on. Let's get some of that etherite. Let's get that right from the 4-hour cabins. Alright, best restaurant in the city. Let's see what you got. Let's see what the local delicacies are that we have on offer to choose from. Oh, those look quite nice. It's got a nice view and everything. Have you ever had tacos? They're a Toliola classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them. I like how they're made here at... I'm not going to try pronouncing that name. And I need one in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order of Old Brook Ale. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this place's name. It's like, yeah, no, I know when to give up. I've yet to see any NPCs even referencing Miguel and Julia, though. I'm very disappointed in you, localization team.
Brookevo!
Ah, we have a speaking quest scene here. We have a speaking
My
cutscene.
companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Yeah, it's good to be friends with royalty.
Did you hear the Silver Scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Oh, that might be us.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that doesn't quite track. So it must exist in some format. I'm not planning to do any reactions in the
Now,
future,
finally
again,
spot
due to
the pleasant
YouTube's
view to
whole
enjoy
thing.
our crunchy spoils.
Unfortunately, it's why I've stopped doing reaction videos to most series, I'm afraid. Oh! Hey! You just crushed our tacos!
Oh.
Oh, hello.
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh. No.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
They do
Of
speak.
course, that's it. Wooglamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Oh, I don't like you
Was
already.
there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us. Such an honor.
Oh, screw you.
Glory on your name, brother.
Aha. You're the brains of this operation, aren't you?
And on yours, brother.
Huh?
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
I don't think so, no.
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling house cat, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Gulul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
And this is the guy who wants to go raiding into Garlemald.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
Pretty sure there's a no fighting in the city rule.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
You did not just call her a kitten.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Buddy, if you want, I can personally kick your ass right now.
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft.
Yeah, we've kind of kicked a few of
Those
their
are
asses
likely
already.
the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Yep.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wooklamart know.
She's already gone back inside for food. Oh no, she's still there.
Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
Aww.
So it goes.
Pat, pat. Oh, poor Wooklamart. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliol cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alpha and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talnamarch if you prefer. Now if you have an idea how the city is laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Volok Shunsa. Oh, my poor empty belly. Poor baby. Alright, what am I missing? I'm missing... I think it's just that one I'm missing for... Oh! I didn't get that Aetheryte. Did I not get that Aetheryte? I thought I grabbed that Aetheryte. Okay, that's a pest. So it's that one and that one I'm missing. Okay. Let's head from the Resplendent Quarter. Sorry, just typing away into the free company chat. It's a case of like, we're all discussing the Viper. It's a case of, yeah, I'm just button mashing. It is a lot to keep track of for Viper. As I explained in my previous video. Yep, I'm seeing agreements in here. It's like, yep, button mash. That's what it feels like to me, is what Sage is saying. This is up. Oh lordy, this is huge. I know the place was literally made by giants, but at the same time, oof. Yeah, sounds like we're approaching the right place. Oh no, I've gone up to one too many levels high. One too many. A passing Mamadou let us try a food called cherimoya, and it's just sublime. Alright. Still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Alright. Upon speaking to Erville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. There we go. The rite of succession. Alright, let's see and meet who all is involved. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spur them to run down an alley to investigate. Like herding a pair of unruly curls. Meanwhile, we've been led by an unruly curl. I understand all too well. Charlene had the same effect on me. Right then, now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. I will want to know that I'm home and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Oh, this should be interesting. Time to meet Daddy. Well, speaking of impulsive. Estinian! Ah, looks like he's our stand-in for the Endwalker cutscene. Endwalker, Dawntrail cutscene. He's our stand-in for this then.
Estinian? How did he get here?
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunpurge to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
Yep, fair enough. Estinian was...
The one Estinian is crossing blades with.
Yep. Galul Jaja, the leader of Tulialol. Of course we grin.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
Estinian, formerly the Azure Dragoon of Ishgard.
Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
Uh-oh.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
Oh, great! Just throw us into the fire, Estinian, why don't you?
I see you, warrior.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. Like, oh, no. I'm thinking that's a good thing.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tural.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
Yeah, to be fair, it's about as good a direction as any to go.
Out. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
Oh.
I'm not sure I understand.
I think half of him's asleep.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Ah.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Oh?
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
It's like a nickname. Aww.
When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solanesh.
It's Erenville now, Don Servant.
Elenesh? Hmm?
I took their name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then.
Seems there's a story there.
And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies.
Indeed.
Ha! Old-tempered steel. Yet as much as I enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Okay, time to meet our competition.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
Oh god, where's he gonna wander off to? Alright, so we know Estinian's wandering around Yoktaral. Alright. Ooh, looks like Daddy's not exactly a fan of this guy either. So we have our 4 claimants to the throne.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Sorolja. The second promise, Ona.
Ona.
The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakun Jaja. You 4 will compete in the rite of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The rite of succession, the means by which the Autarch of Mamuk was chosen.
Ah, that's where the Autarch title comes into here. Okay.
Only the 2-headed were deemed fit for this contest. It's a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have 2 heads, nor be a Mamulja at all.
We all good there? So OBS had to disconnect and reconnect there. We all good? Seems to be okay. Okay, resuming.
So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
And that's where he comes into play. Oh god.
Now you have us to compete against. Ah, though it seems the one-head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
He was busy doing his job.
Our brother was in Shok Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself.
Yeah, this should be interesting.
To triumph in the rite of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yoktaral and find the City of Gold.
Oh. He's not happy.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, The story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
Are you for us proof, my unbroken word? For I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
Ooh. Interesting.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyola. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place.
Oh, he put a seal on the place. Okay.
Bring them.
Okay. Interesting. So he found the City of Gold long before the founding of this nation. And it put a seal on it. And is now tasking us with locating it and breaking that seal as proof to become the next Dawn Servant. Oh, hello. These are all the stone pillars we saw earlier, or at least recreations of them. Interesting.
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
Ooh.
Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Mm-hmm. That tracks.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself.
Oh, good God.
Proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both. But I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja just successor and be done with it.
Oh. The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
Yeah, good call on that one. So there's going to be 7 tablets for each set of groups to collect. Oh, yep, go straight for this. Yep, straight. Skipping straight to it. Yep, fair dues, Carl. Fair dues.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryo Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here.
Alright, what do you have to say?
On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
Oh, please tell me he wakes up the other head by smacking it.
No, not at this time.
Ah, dang it.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the rights of succession.
Ah, okay.
But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Well, incentive is all hell
Very
there.
well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City.
Aww.
Thank you for hearing my petition.
He got called out to us. No?
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
He did know Galuf. I'm betting Galuf is one of the companions. Well, actually, hold on. 80 years ago. Maybe not so much when he first laid eyes on it, but definitely later on.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. Are you sure you wish to be part of this? Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil.
Won't be the first time.
If
Probably
you
won't
are
be the last.
second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
I want to see where this journey leads. I've made my decision, and I mean to say it through. Nah, let's go with this. I want to see where this journey leads.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then.
Plus, this isn't the first time we've had dealings with political turmoil.
As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere cat, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Indeed. Oh. There we go.
Here they come! It's Saralja! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise. Our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Sir Elja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
That's not a yes, and it's not a no. It is the most political answer that you can give.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landscape. Soralja, the Palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Guru Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion, common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
Ah. He's basically a two-headed Mamulja without the two heads.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been called expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace.
Okay.
You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule.
Oh!
That is Soralja, the warmonger.
I thought she meant the other guy. So he's the one who wants to bring about Garlemald's conquest.
Are you alright?
The echo.
Oh.
It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions.
Oh good, it wasn't us this time around.
Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire.
That's ominous.
It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
Oh
you
boy.
have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Oh boy.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Yeah, fair dues.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studio.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
That's good. We have an ally of sorts in this contest.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants.
Ay, ay, ay. Oi, 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 oi.
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyola. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
Another
The
warmonger.
chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself.
Oh joy!
But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Yeah. Why are so many people leaving? There's still Wuklamat. Oh, here we go.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid.
She come along with us.
To me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but
Oh,
she
good.
insisted on seeing us off.
Oh, good. She's not coming along. That's fine.
I place our precious Third Promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's Promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
And she can hear every word you're saying.
It's fine. more than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling.
Bap on the head.
Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
That explains why everyone else left.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Well, that explains why everyone else left, though, after the others had already done their cheering. She didn't have many accomplishments to her name and all kinds of things. Alright. So that's the competition. As you just witnessed, Wuklamat has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. I know not what drives it all, Jah, but it engulfs him like an inferno. A two-headed claimant, Bakul Jaja, treats everyone else as lesser beings. No doubt he tried to elevate the Mamuja above other races should he become Dawn Servant, not unlike how the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pureblood Garleans. So Kona, the second promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Charlean invasions. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa's not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All you have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliolol saga. I suggest comparing the tablets against the pillars. You could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go take a look. I suspect it's more we're going to be reenacting them than hunting for anything specific. I almost jumped! Gonna use a teleporter to get to the 4 cabins, and then down to the right of succession area. Alright, off and up. Help us if you would, of course. And let's have a gander here, shall we? What do we have here in comparison to each one, shall we? Everyone has a tablet? Let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. Okay. Yeah, because when you're carving something out of stone, it's definitely going to be something deliberate. Every choice when making something from stone is going to be deliberate. Doesn't look like there's any difference in the tablets, though. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference between the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tyrell's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. And we have the answer in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliol saga. And then the events the glyphs portray, do we know exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about the storm that we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Yoctorol several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as the Orzia's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. What are you doing? It would be prudent to ensure we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. All good? OBS seems to be wanting to do a few disconnects and reconnects for some reason. But, the forward cabins are where the innkeep room is being held off in. Right. Right, the reservation is under Wuklomat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Zabalea of Tea. Or however that's pronounced. Again, I'm butchering them. Ooh. Greetings, visitors to Tulial, and welcome to the 4 cabins. Whenever you're ready, I'll show you to your rooms. Let's have a look at the cabin room, shall we? Ooh. Oh, this is nice. So, we have a clear area about where we're going to be, you know, having dinner scenes and so forth. This is nice. I wonder, can... Ooh, bit of a visual collision there. I wonder, can we fish here? Nope, can't fish here. Worth a shot. But yeah, with OBS doing that in connecting reconnecting thing, I'm going to take a quick break and be back with you guys with part 2. Till then, JaffaArchfiend,